Hey, Mountain View. A lot of times, well, every single week, I do a leadership video for our staff, and some watch, some don't watch, and some is not just for our staff, but for leaders and ministries in our church and things like that. But but I do that just to, because as I'm learning, because I haven't learned it all, as I'm learning, I put out videos and things for them to watch and all. But one of the greatest leadership principles in the entire world is right there in Scripture. Okay, well, the greatest leadership principles in the world are in the Bible, not just one of, but they are in the Bible. But one of those is to be the greatest among these, you must be their servant. And that is kind of counterintuitive to most people who are in the world rather than in although that principle, the principle of being a servant to others, is beginning to get into the secular world and in a big way, and it's really it's really giving some dividends. It really is giving some big dividends. Because it works. And by works, I mean it develops teams, it develops churches, it develops companies, it develops all of that. When the leaders there realize that yes, they have specific roles, and yes, they have to fulfill those roles and fulfill them well, but that their job is to make sure that they are serving those that are under them, in the sense that they're taking care of them, they're loving them, they're encouraging them, they're giving them what they need, they're giving them the encouragement they need, giving them the resources they need, all of those things, and becoming the servant. Just as the leader of a home would be the greatest servant in the home, not so much in a subservient role as such, and the where they look at down upon them, because leadership is to be revered in a way, but it is to be revered in such a way as that person has my best interests at heart. And when it comes to the Lord himself, that is one of the things. Instead of looking at him like a tyrant, okay, although everything he says is true and everything he says should be obeyed, that's instead of looking at him like a tyrant, look at him like the greatest of servants, because he takes care of us. He keeps our heart beating, keeps us breathing, keeps us blessed. And thank God he does keep us blessed. Thank God he provides for us. And I give him praise for that. But in your particular field, whether it's your family, whether it's your ministry, whether it's your church, whatever it may be, to be the greatest among them, though it may not feel that way. And that's okay, because your job's not to feel like you're the greatest of all time. Your job is to realize that you want to be the greatest servant of all time, underneath Jesus, of course, because he was the ultimate servant, giving his life for all of us. All right. But we should be the type of person, no matter where you're working, that we're going to do the most work. We're going to do the most work the best, and we're going to do the most work for others, in the sense that we're going to help them, and we're going to love them and support them and build them, okay, and pull them along sometimes. Sometimes it means encouraging them in a way that's a little tough and a little rough, but we're going to serve them. We're going to help them. We're going to give them what they need to succeed. And if you give enough people what they need to succeed, they'll help you succeed. They certainly will. Lead your people, but lead them well. And also all the way down to family level. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a family level. But when you're serving in your church, that is how to become a leader as such. That's the way, especially if you're in a leadership position in your church of any sort, over any ministry. But if you're leading in your family, whatever it may be, leading out in the community, leading a store, managing a store, whatever it may be, become the greatest servant in the room. Serve with everything you got. Love you guys. Bye-bye.